Hobgoblins in a marriage. Suddenly, Jaidev remembered that his cousin Pushpa's marriage was to take place the next morning. Although it was getting dark, Jaidev decided to take the walk to the neighboring village to reach on time for the preliminary ceremonies. It was a full moon night and Jaidev had no problem in going through the woods. He took long strides, very eager to reach the village before midnight. Suddenly, two strange figures popped up before him. Jaidev was terror stricken. He trembled all over, for he guessed they must be supernatural beings. "Where are you going, young man?" asked one of the spirits. "We are only female hobgoblins eager to mix with human beings." She introduced herself and her companion. "To the marriage of Pushpa," replied Jaidev, his throat choked out of fear. "We will not let you go unless you take us with you to the marriage," said the second hobgoblin. "If I take you along with me, my uncle will beat me up," said the nervous Jaidev. "If you don't take us with you, then we will beat you black and blue," threatened the first spirit, raising her voice. "But why have I to take you? You can go to the marriage yourselves, can't you?" asked Jaidev, regaining a little courage. "No, we cannot go there all by ourselves. We need the consent of a human being in order to participate in a ceremony of the human beings," they explained. The only way to save himself was to consent to take them with him, thought Jaidev. As he emerged from the dark street and entered the marriage hall, he was surprised to see the two spirits dressed in beautiful saris and bedecked in jewelry. He was very unhappy. He had certainly not done a good thing by leading two hobgoblins to as auspicious a ceremony as a marriage. "What happened, Jaidev?" asked his uncle. "You seem to be unwell. Go and take rest in the room upstairs." Jaidev ran upstairs and dropped on the bed, unable to stand the tension any longer. The first hobgoblin approached the bride's mother, Vasanthi. "Sister, what are the sweets you have made for the ceremony? I would like to inspect them myself," said the spirit, and she introduced herself as the bridegroom's mother, Renuka. "Good God, I never knew that you had come with a bridegroom's party," Vasanthi exclaimed with pleasant surprise, and too eager to impress the pompous lady, took her to the kitchen store. The hobgoblin settled herself comfortably near the sweet baskets and ate a few laddus. "Do you call this sweet? Have you put enough sugar and ghee in them?" asked the spirit. Vasanthi and her daughter Pushpa, who sat beside her, were struck dumb by her criticism. The spirit then ate a few jalebis and said, "You have not employed cooks but carpenters to make these. These taste like wooden chips." "It's not true, sister. I have used the best ingredients and employed the best sweetmeat makers of our area," replied Vasanthi, trying to pacify the spirit. "Really? Very good. Pack 5 baskets of the laddus and jalebis for me. After the marriage, I shall feed your daughter only on these rotten stuff," commented the spirit. Pushpa got up and rushed out of the room. Vasanthi followed her. "Mother, I have decided not to get married into this family. How can I live with such a witch?" said Pushpa in tears. Meanwhile, the second hobgoblin assumed the form of a young lady in bridal dress and went to Ramesh, the bridegroom, who lay relaxed in the house nearby. She sat down on the bedstead beside Ramesh and started fanning him. "What are you doing?" asked Ramesh, quite surprised. "I'm Pushpa, your wife-to-be. It is now my duty to see that you are not bothered by mosquitoes," replied the spirit. "It's all right, but you can do that after the marriage and not now. What will people say if they see us together now?" said an irritated Ramesh. "Who cares?" replied Pushpa as she fanned faster and faster. Suddenly she beat him hard with the handle of the fan, saying, "There, a big mosquito. I have killed it." Ramesh snatched away the fan and told her to get out of the room. "Why are you shouting at me? Wait. Once the marriage is over, I shall shout at you for not cooking properly, for not washing the clothes clean." "What do you mean? You expect me to do all the household chores?" "Begone, you mad creature!" shouted Ramesh, and he ran to his father. "Father, please call off this marriage. The girl is nothing short of a witch," said Ramesh, and he narrated all his experience. There was a hullabaloo. The elders of the family gathered while the two witches laughed standing in a dark corner. Will you please explain in calm why you wish to break up the marriage? The bride's uncle asked Ramesh. When Ramesh narrated what has happened in his room, Pushpa, who overheard him, fainted out of shock. Pushpa has not left her room for the past 3 hours except for going into the kitchen store for a while to meet the bridegroom's mother. Then Vasanthi narrated what all happened between herself and Renuka. Bridegroom's mother? She is 30 miles away preparing for receiving her son and daughter-in-law, exclaimed the bridegroom's father. All stood stunned and aghast. Only the priest understood the mystery, for he was a necromancer too. He uttered a few hymns and threw into the air a few drops of water from the Ganga. Immediately, as if out of the blue, two black cats fell on the floor. The people chased them into a big wooden box and trapped them. Only then Jaidev came down and told who were the two visitors he had brought and apologized to all. All were amused. Laughter returned along with a sense of relief. After the marriage rituals were over, the priest carried the wooden box in a cart into the forest and opened it after reciting some more hymns. The two black cats jumped out of it and ran away. Never again can they enter the human locality. I have destroyed that power of theirs, he confided to his companions. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Do provide your feedback in the comment section below. Thanks for listening.